everyone. Super happy to be here. And yes, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin finance. As you know, I mean, there's so much traction about Bitcoin. We talk about it everywhere. Here at Sui event, yes, Sui is putting a lot of effort. Oh, where's my ticker? Okay, sorry. A lot of effort, right, to do the business with Bitcoin, right? Let me start with one question here. Everyone talks about liquidity, about Bitcoin liquidity. There is something that is more important than Bitcoin liquidity. What is it? Anyone?
So,
Self-custody? Anything else? It's a mindshare. Why people talk about Bitcoin? Why Bitcoin is so known, right? Because people made money out of it. It's widely distributed. Everyone can get and can own Bitcoin with a self-custody without being dependent on the administration, on the state. Yes, like the mind of Bitcoin, the mindshare of it, yes, it's really what makes us actually building here. The purpose of Web3, yes, is the decentralization and trustlessness. And Bitcoin get that mindshare. This is like the evolution of not only the finance, right, but the things that we are building. So I'm Robert. I'm a co-founder of Native, and I'm talking to you about the biggest game that we need to work together as builders, as community, to get that mindshare and win Sui. My thesis is that without having a solid mindshare, we'll be just a bunch of meme coins, and you know how the meme coins work. Yeah, it's basically a temporary thing. So Bitcoin, as you know, right, has that mindshare, but it's dominant. It has the dominance potential. Is the asset that is established and the most valuable cryptocurrency. It has a recognition. Why everyone knows about Coca-Cola, and you go everywhere, and by default, okay, you see Coca-Cola and you go there. It's about the mindshare. Network effect. Network effect leads to further to innovation and adoption. Why it's so hard to switch from Twitter? Again, network effect, mindshare, this is what we need, what we have to do to make Sui great and win the biggest game in Web3, which is dominating on the asset level, on the adoption level, and get to the world scale. So let's start with a few observations. Bitcoin today, it has a solid consensus, proof of work. For those who don't know, it's way better than proof of stake in terms of on a technical level. You don't have a problem with liveness. Everyone can easily go in, go out. It's very easy to verify. It's a massive network, right? You have millions of nodes. I mean, you can say that there are 5 or 6 big mining enterprises, but everyone can run a node you can even run a node on your mobile if you want. Of course, you will not have a chance to mine a block, but you can easily verify it, fully verify it. Mining economy. The Bitcoin is not created out of the thin air. There is energy consumption, a whole business that is working around it. It's simple, right? There is like the Bitcoin script, the whole Bitcoin blockchain is very, very simple. It's a very conservative. Yes, for many years, Bitcoin preserved the lot of innovation that actually happened in the Web3, mainly yes, because to keep that simplicity, the economy, the power, and create that that dominance. And finally, it's not developer friendly. Now let's look what DeFi needs. Okay? The DeFi is what we have as an adoption in general in the blockchain. So DeFi needs a solid execution, security, scalability. You want that your transaction will be executed immediately. AI. Now everyone talks about AI. AI is a perfect match for finance, right? You will have your agent that will do some portfolio management, some decisions for you, will book a ticket in the future. And finally, we as builders, we want that the tools, the ecosystem is developer friendly. So as you can clearly see, there is a mismatch. Bitcoin finance will not happen on Bitcoin. So where it can happen? So the Bitcoin maximalists or a Bitcoin ecosystem, they will tell you that Ethereum is a testnet of Bitcoin. Bullshit. So they want to preserve that mindset that it has to happen on Bitcoin. So they invented the BGM. It's still a concept and doesn't exist in the mainnet. Rough calculation, I think over 100 million was already invested to build it. It's basically a highly inefficient, optimistic, passive mechanism to verify something. So it requires a trust assumption. It's not fault tolerant. Usually how it works is basically, you have one sequencer. There is no consensus. So very, very simple. It's not programmable. BDVM is not a virtual machine. So a really bad name. Not sure who came up with that name. It's actually an optimistic bridge. Architecture-wise, so it's a mix between ZK and OP. I mean, optimistic as settlement. But it's neither ZK as it is in Ethereum, neither OP as it is in Ethereum. And it's still in development, despite the amount of money and number of people working on it. So it's no go. This is not what we should do. By the way, just speaking about the BDVM, so do you know what's the settlement? Based on a paper, between 3 to 5 weeks. So if you want to have that and then you verify every transaction that happened, that the sequencer is not cheating you need to wait 3 to 5 weeks. Do you remember the slide about DeFi? What the DeFi needs? Solid scalability, performance. If anyone will tell you that, okay, we'll provide you some scalability solution, Bitcoin access from BDVM, give him a break. Sui is perfect. Sui is made for efficient execution. Yes, I mean, we had we are here in the Sui conference, of course, but the principle why Sui was created, yes, we have Solana, we have, Near, Algorand, all these Ethereum killers. So Sui really take a step back and reinvented many things to make it even better. And Sui plus native, so we create the first ever non-collusive, fully programmable, permissionless, decentralized way how you can access Bitcoin. That's the groundbreaking. So the thesis is, if we work together, if you get it right, we can win the biggest game in Web3. That's the Bitcoin finance. To do it, we need to do it right. Let me skip a few slides here. So what I mean to do it right? There are only two ways how you do it. Either full Web 2, which is institutional level, you have really corporate structure that you sue someone, or you go full Web 3. Both cases, security is very, very important. But for Web 3, you want to have a decentralization, permissionless. You don't want to depend on anyone. If you execute a transaction on Bitcoin, you don't need anyone for making the permission. If you want to execute transaction on Sui, I don't need anyone's permission. If I want to use Bitcoin, I don't want to have anyone's permission to use it correctly. I don't want that few people will cosign it. I don't want BitVM that is optimistic and highly inefficient. I want that is really in the Web3 spirit, and this is what we provide to you. Scan this code. There is a lot of analysis about trust models. I want to debunk here many of the solutions that probably you have been hearing. All this SBTC, XBTC, this is a noise. It's good because it grows the adoption, grows the mindshare, but it's really a noise. What makes sense is really either for an institution, you have full institution setup, or you go for full Web3 setup. So Bitcoin Renaissance will happen on Sui. We are creating a foundations for it. Please talk to us. We want to integrate every single protocol. This is not the game that anyone can win alone. Not even Sui can or Miston can win it alone. We need to work together. We need to embrace the ecosystem, have the right solutions, have the right tools, developer-friendly, efficient, solid, and secure. Bitcoin Yield Hub, this is the dashboard that we create with what we call a single-click execution. You have a Bitcoin wallet. You can use any Sui protocol and deposit Bitcoin there. Make it yield. trade, leverage, but not only. For whatever reason, let's say, if you have a USDC on Ethereum, you want to get an exposure on Bitcoin. It should be simple, right? If I'm, let's say, if I'm living in UK, I want to use my card in Dubai without any, I don't want to think about it. Same here, yes, if I have USDC on Ethereum, I want to get my Bitcoin, it should work. This is what we do, and Sui is perfect for that. So that's how it looks like. It's a mockup. That's what we work on right now. We released the first NBTC 3 weeks ago. We fully proved and verified Bitcoin v3 and v4 testnets. Yes, so we are key strategic partner of ICA that provides a non-collusive, decentralized way how we can interact, sign Bitcoin transactions and program them. And to win that game, we are announcing here Believers. Believers, so B is our mascot, by the way. It's a stewardship program for everyone in the community to win Bitcoin finance. Come talk to us. This is the cabal, this is the mafia we need to get. I want every one of you talk about it to more people, to your founders, to your colleague. I want to reach to 1,000 people and ask them, talk about it 1,000 times. And to make sure that if I will say Bitcoin finance, what's the answer? Sui and native. And every DeFi protocol in Sui. If we repeat it 1,000 times, we'll talk about it, that's the mindset we create. Everyone knows about Bitcoin. Go to the street, ask about other token, right? Who knows about it? Bitcoin, everyone recognizes. We had a partnership with pharma company that is creating organic fullerene. So one thing that it's, like my thing actually, Bitcoin is kind of a gold and all that stuff, right? What else you can get once you have money? Longevity. Everyone wants to have a good life, healthy life. So there are many things that we can do with these believers. We want everyone to be power-upped with the vision of winning the Bitcoin finance. Be it about DeFi, be it about social, be it about games, be it about health. Come with us, let's power up this ecosystem. There's like a short list of few of our partners that we're already working with. And thank you for listening. And let's win Bitcoin finance.